My name is Corinne Fowler. I'm a lecturer at Leicester University in the School of English. I just recently received a £10,000 grant from the Arts Council for a project called Grassroutes, Contemporary Leicestershire Writing. And the reason I devised this project was because I found in my research that books written by London-based writers, especially if they've got a strong transcultural element, tend to enjoy much wider readerships than those written by that are transcultural novels and plays and so on in the regions. And what I wanted to do was to try and promote public awareness of the kind of scope and diversity and range of writing that has been produced in Leicestershire since 1980. And the reason I picked that as a start date was because a lot of money then came through to councils to promote this kind of writing and publishing activity. And a lot of this material has been produced by independent alternative publishers which don't have commercial imperatives and that care about quality fiction in a devolved sense. And what I mean by devolved sense is that I want to give a sense of the range of writing across Britain. At the moment, I think our view of what's being produced is a little bit distorted and London-centric. So this project is aimed at combating that, and it's also it has several outputs which I think are really exciting. There's going to be an open access database which I'm calling an e-catalogue of all the titles that I can find that have been produced since 1980. And then there'll be an exhibition about writing in Leicestershire. Again, this will be at the David Wilson Library at the University of Leicester, but also in the Central and Reference Library in Leicester. There'll be a literary blog which will enable people to give feedback and so that I can receive responses to my writing about the material that I'm uncovering. And there'll be a £1,000 creative writing commission, which some people might want to apply for, and an online edited writers gallery which will give 50 author pages and showcase the writing of quality writers in Leicestershire who are at work today. I did a study, and in many ways this study inspired me to apply for this funding to support Leicestershire writers whose work is transcultural in some way. And what I did was I compared Zadie Smith's White Teeth to a novel which had been produced in Moss Side in Manchester, and the novel came out in the same month as Zadie Smith's White Teeth. It's called Forever and Ever Amen by an author called Joe Pemberton, and both of them received excellent critical reviews. They were reviewed in the national media, but Zadie Smith had an international following, and Forever and Ever Amen soon fell by the wayside in terms of its readership. And what I really wanted to examine was why they had two such different trajectories, and what was the cause of that. And part of it I found was because there's a history of slightly negative reception of northern writing and of regional writing in general, which is the idea that anything that's not written in the cosmopolitan centre of London must by definition be rather parochial and of only local interest. The other complication with Joe Pemberton's novel was that it was a working class novel by a black writer based in the north, and I found that these elements all put together were just too much for the marketing brains of the corporate publishing world in London to take on board. And even though I felt in terms of quality these two novels were comparable, it gave me a sense of how so much good writing is falling by the wayside, and that this is a kind of injustice which is driven by fairly commercial agendas on the part of publishers, which are understandable on one hand, but highly problematic and unjust on another. And I have several partners that are involved in this project, and the aim of these partners is to try and improve the local, national and international reach and exposure of this writing. And I've got a list here because it's quite hard to remember them all. There are 10 partner organisations. Word at the Y. We've got the Asian Writer, which has a big international following. Charm with Arts. The Centre for Transcultural Writing and Research at Lancaster University. Embrace Arts at Leicester University. Leicester Libraries are on board. The Literature Network, Mainstream Partnership, Short Fuse Fiction, and an organisation called Writing East Midlands, which mentors a lot of writers in the region. And those people will all come together as part of a steering group. And we've also got Ambrose, who's taking this video, and he himself has a blog which you'll probably be aware of, which is why you're watching this video in the first place. If you want to get involved in the project at any level, or you want more information, you can contact me at Leicester University. My phone number is 07791 989 672, or my email is csf11@le.ac.uk. That's C for Charlie, S for Sugar, F for Freddy, 11.